Well, the Ford government speed camera ban is now in effect. CP24's Beatrice Raisman is live now for details on what this means to road safety. And there's still quite a healthy debate about whether this has made the roads safe for Beatrice or not.
Yeah, no question. I liked what Chris Lewis, our public safety analyst, said to you when you had the conversation the last half hour, Nick. We can measure how many tickets this piece of metal is giving out, but you can't measure how many people's driving habits have changed because of these machines. But whether you like them or not, they're now defunct across the province, out of commission as of midnight. Let's get a perspective from Peel region now. I've got Brampton City Councillor Rowena Santos joining me now live. Councillor, thanks so much for being here. I know you've been very vocal in terms of your support for these speed cameras. You tried to bring forward, a motion to get the Premier to reconsider. He didn't. How are you feeling now that essentially these are not giving out tickets anymore today?
Hi, good morning, Beatrice. Yeah, pretty worried and frustrated on behalf of many of the parents in the city of Brampton who are wanting safer roads, particularly around our school zones and around our schools for the safety of our children. At the end of the day, we know that Sick Kids research and other data, including recent data from the city of Brampton, demonstrates that not only have cars slow down where there are cameras in use, but there's been an increase in compliance in terms of people following the speed limit. And what's really interesting here is that as the cameras are no longer working, and the province might have had announced funding for other traffic calming measures, that funding hasn't reached our bank accounts yet, let alone have we been able to design and implement and construct the various roundabouts and speed bumps. And on top of that, many residents don't want speed bumps. And so at the end of the day, this is about following the evidence and data that is showing that cameras make our streets safer. So I am quite worried and frustrated, like many parents who are now going to see likelihood of the speed cameras gone, seeing speeding increase in these areas.
Let's talk about that funding, Councillor. $210 million in total to be distributed to municipalities across Ontario, $42 million to go to the different municipalities like Brampton that had these cameras. I imagine that's not nearly enough to actually pay for things like speed bumps and roundabouts and crossing guards and these big flashy signs the Premier has promised.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, no, it won't be enough. And at the end of the day, to continue the maintenance of these things will be on the property tax dime. The speed cameras essentially paid for themselves because the people who were speeding, particularly in Brampton, 11 kilometers an hour and over, they were the ones who were paying for the consequences and the program itself. Now with these various speed bumps, number one, there's going to be a time lag and a time delay to actually implement a lot of this technology. So streets will most definitely be less safe in the meantime. And also, there are some areas where you cannot put speed bumps. McVean in the city of Brampton, where we found people going 200 kilometers an hour next to a school. We need police officers. So if the province is going to pay for more police officers in the city of Brampton region of Peel in order to deal with these speeders, put a police officer there 24 hours a day to catch them, then we're all open. But I can tell you $210 million will not be enough.
That's a crazy speed in a school zone. Councillor, when it comes to the money and really what you're going to do with these cameras, certainly right now it's an obsolete hunk of metal on the side of the road, but Brampton looking at actually repurposing, what kinds of things would it be repurposed for if you actually go ahead with that?
Yeah, and we just discussed this on Wednesday at our Committee of Council meeting, where Mayor Brown has had preliminary conversations with the Minister of Transportation as well as with the Premier about repurposing the cameras in Brampton for red light cameras, for example, or catching criminal activity, and even dealing with issues related to noisy cars and noisy mufflers, which again is another issue in the city of Brampton. Noisy cars, noisy mufflers in the middle of the night, waking up babies and disturbing people's sleep is another issue that is hard to catch. And so we're hoping that the province will at least allow us to repurpose the cameras to catch some of that illegal behavior.
Well, let us know when you hear back from the Premier and the Transport Minister on repurposing these cameras. Councillor Rowena Santos, thanks for your time this morning.
Thanks, Beatrice.
So, Nick, certainly a lot of, worried, concerned leaders in municipalities across the province today. The Premier is saying it's a cash grab because this camera, for example, issued 66,000 tickets, making $7 million for Toronto, but others say in school zones it was still doing its job. And Sick Kids' study said the same, still doing their jobs in terms of making sure kids are more safe, less speeding during school hours, Nick.
Yeah, okay, that's Beatrice Aizman live along Parkside this morning.